Yeah, what's going on, people? It's your man, the White Bee. Once again, big shout out to my doggy, Martin Skirsis, for coming through and boosting up the coin, man. Wow, that's the first time I've bugged out live on stream. Bosh. Okay, so we got some diabolical news right now regarding. Sorry, we got some diabolical news for the great unwashed masses right now. Bosh. Okay. So, there I was, minding my business, doom scrolling. And you listen, you know what I'm like, man. I'm Gen Z, okay, when it comes to drama. I ain't gonna lie. I don't watch EastEnders no more, right? So we all love a bit of drama. Let's call it a spade. We love a bit of titillation and distraction from our pitiful existences. Or at least I do anyway. Maybe it says more about me than anyone else, but I like it, man. I'm not gonna lie, I like it. I like drama, man. Bosh. Okay. So, Boxing King Media and Kugan Shilgan Cassius have been beefing on social media. And the beef has originated from Boxing King Media hit 1 million subscribers. And we'll get to the video in a second, but allegedly Kugan posted on his Instagram saying, once Boxing King Media celebrated the 1 million subscribers, Kugan posted within the next hour or so saying, does anyone know where I can buy fake subscribers and views from? Yeah, so it was a sly dig. And that's where we are today. So I'm going to play the video here, leaked from Johnny Nelson. It's quite long, it's 5 minutes, but we got, listen, man. Yeah, let's tell the truth here. We're only 2 minutes in, so I've got a lot of things. Come on. I ain't got much bars for this topic to tell the truth, so we can listen to this for a minute. Yeah? And get them minutes up. Get that watch time up, man. Get that watch time up and watch them ads all the way through and stop playing with me, man. Stop playing with me. That's what you need to do. Too many goofies out here, man. Come on. Here we go. Bosh.
The cat amongst the pigeons. I saw an interview with...
Listen, what I'm saying is this, yeah.
Kugi and Eddie about the most influential bloggers, YouTubers and stuff like that. You weren't mentioned. There was a big pause in there, but you weren't mentioned. So I'm asking you, what's your thoughts on that? I know what I think, but what's your thoughts? I'm like, I'll tell you what I thought. I thought, Kugan, why are you doing that, man? You know, because Kugan back in the day, he was the original Don Gargan. He was the one that started it all off. And then all of a sudden, he dropped the ball a bit. And all the young...
So, Johnny Nelson's saying, back in the day, Kugan was Don Dada. He was the Don Dada, man. That's nuts, man. No, but he was to some extent, but it must be mentioned, to be fair, listen. Well, he wasn't the first, but Eggy Hearn did put him on. Eggy Hearn was flying him out. Pause. No Diddy, mate. I don't know if there was Diddy or not. I don't know what these industry men be doing to tell. Listen, man, I met Kugan once briefly. He wouldn't remember me, but I'm just saying. I met him once. I don't know if he's getting popped for the put on. He was flossed out in Louis Vuitton, though, for what it's worth. Yeah, he could have made that legitimately. I don't know. Yeah, I've heard some rumours, not of him particularly, but I've heard some Kabbalistic rumours. You have to get popped to get put on. That's what some people say. Nothing to do with me, allegedly, not my opinion. Okay, so Kugan, he was, listen, whether it was zesty or not, whether it was some freaky deaky Diddy things or not, whether it was no Diddy or Diddy, yeah, it's a fact. Eggy Hearn, initially, he probably still is, but initially he was flying Kugan out to these media events. Now, you can look at it as a normal business transaction in as much as Eggy Hearn isn't stupid. Frank Warren, yeah, he's on now, but he's not on now from traditional he's not on now from new age methods. Frank Warren's on now really from traditional methods, i.e. he got a really good stable in the last, 5 years or however long it's been. That's what makes Frank Warren relevant now. Eggy, when he exploded, he didn't get on from just having a good stable. He was one of the first guys to really hop on this social media hype train. Yeah, his interviews used to be quite classic. He'd have all the Eggy Hearn, no context content. It was good. It was alright. I don't really watch his stuff now. I don't know why I don't watch it for. But anyway, I'd get the highlights. But listen, the point is, Eggy was flying Kugan out to get the media there, essentially, because no one else would be doing it, right? At that point in time, Kugan couldn't afford to follow Eggy everywhere. Yeah? So, what was my point? Why did I bring up the fact? Oh, that we're talking about Kugan being the Dan Dada, yeah? So listen, if Eggy had flew me out, man, I'd be the Don Dada, to be fair. You see what I mean? It's one of them, but you got to be at the right place at the right time. Yeah? And that is what you have to give Kugan credit for that. He was at the right place at the right time. He got flown out at the right place at the right time. And some people might speculate he took it as well. I don't know, man. That's what they say, allegedly. Not with Kugan specifically, but take it. I saw some, you know Birdman, the rapper. He's not really a rapper, but he's like a rap mogul. Type in, I effed Birdman for the check. There's some zesty, skinny Nick, yeah, and he comes out and says, listen, man, Birdman pop me for the put on. So anyway, we're getting lost here. We're getting lost, to tell the truth. It's not, listen, I'm only messing. I don't think he got popped. I don't know, though. Listen, man, to get back to the point here, we're getting off topic, man, way too much. Yeah? Eggy did put Kugan on, to be fair. He put him on the map. But listen, Eggy himself has said, a lot of the cats in the media sphere now, you need to put on. It's not really what you know or how good you are. You need to put on. That is what it's like. Listen, maybe 1 in 10 times you can do it by pure being proper mystical. Yeah, but 9 times out of 10 it's your network. It is the put on. It is the phone call. Hey man, I'm flying you out. Yeah. Hey man, I'm fixing to fly you out. Yeah, you want to be the top. You want to be the top Hollywood star, yeah. That's how it normally goes. That's the bottom line, man. I can tell you right now, in the industry, yeah. Because what makes you special than anyone else? There's 100 men who can do moody interviews. What makes you special? That's nuts. But listen, let's get back to the video, man. That's what we should do.
Loads coming through because he set stall out and he dropped the ball, and with him dropping the ball, I think he should have done it gracefully in dropping the ball, but I think doing what I think he's done, which was dubbed it out a bit when Eddie's naming the top 5, I just think it was like, come on, man. You know, anybody that knows what you've done, yeah, that's naughty. He shouldn't have done that. And I got a lot of time for Kugi there, but you know, sometimes you can be a bit childish. I thought it was a bit childish. And in all reality, you've got to look at the content that you guys put out. You've got to look at compare the content that's going out. And the content is variable. The content is got a lot of contrast. The content, you get information out. You get stories behind the fighter, behind the action. That's what this is about. It's not about just getting a quick, you know, if you want to get the jokey, non-serious side out of anybody, Kugan's great at it, but, you know, it's not informative enough. And I don't get it because Kugi was on it. He was on it at one point. But then, I suppose it's like looking at promoters, Jarvis Hussain, Mickey Duff, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn. At one point, they're all king of the hill at one point. But then eventually, you know, for some reason, one reason or another, they slipped and dropped the ball. Now, who's king of the hill? You know, you'd say business-wise Frank Warren, but even though you'd put Eddie Hearn up there because verbally he's the man, looks the part, talks the talk and walks the walk. He just hasn't got the fighters that he had. What I'm saying is with Kugi, at one point he was king of the hill, and this is fair to say. You know, it's not something that's not untrue. And he's a celeb. I remember being out in America. Johnny has Kugan. I'm like, why? My man's done well. But now I just think he's dropped the ball a bit. And I thought, when I saw him, like, Kugan, what you done that for? I'm like, come on, you're better than that. So what was did you think you were the...
So we'll stop it there. Basically, what Johnny Nelson's saying is that Kugan fell off. Has he fell off? I think, honestly, with social media, yeah. I'm a bottom feeder, so don't take my opinion, but I think a lot of it's lucky, man. A lot of these algorithms, a lot of it is luck. There's proper gimps who are on. I don't give a their content sucks. It's not, oh, AB, yours sucks 10. Think about it. I get 2,000 moody views, right? There's no way Wade Flemons is 100 times better. He's dead. Let's call a spade. He's on, yeah, no doubt about that. He's doing better than me, yeah, but the content's dry, man. So it can't be about, unless it's one or the other. Either the algorithms do what they want, or you get flown out for the put on, for the pump, or it's just a bit random. Some things just start blowing up. Yeah, they just start going, and you kind of run with that. And I think Kugan, he had his run, but boxing content in the main, it's generic, isn't it? There's not much edge you can ever really bring to it. So I can't explain how he lost his. I mean, I do prefer Boxing King Media, to be fair, but that's because he has the guests I like. I like listening to Dom Ingle for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, but he has Dom Ingle on there. What's the other dude I watch? That's the main one I watched there, to be fair. I couldn't say there are any. All of his normal videos, though, if he's interviewing some fighter plumber, let's say there's an AJ fight going on, I wouldn't pick IFL TV over Boxing King Media, for example, because you know what AJ's going to do? He's going to be stiff. Yeah, and you know when the bell goes, his beak's going to be in the air like this. Yeah, so you've heard that one AJ interview, you've more or less heard them all. Unless the title's like, AJ is the next El Chapo. What's that cat from Chicago? Al Capone. Yeah, Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky, Big Meech, Larry Hoover. Unless the interview's like that where you know AJ's gone and lost his head. Yeah, and he's bugged out on the interview. Then I'm not going to choose any one video over another. So I do have a conspiratorial mind, so I tend to lean with it's to put on. That is where I tend to lean. I tend to lean with the Talmudics put you on at the end of the day, man, on JTube. Yeah, they put you on JTube, man. That is bottom line. They plug you in, you get flown out, you get popped, and your shit goes bang, and then you're seen everywhere. Like Wade, little gimp. Nothing no different than me, just a little gimpy dude in his bedroom, right? Bosh, he's on the zone. Bosh, he's hanging out the back of KSI. Bosh, he's hanging out the back of Fake Pool. Bosh, the zone. Bosh, boy, all kind of, whoa. Yeah, YB, that's just hard work. It could be. I'm not going to knock it. Could be, but most likely it's between networking and getting popped. Those are the things here. Yeah, networking, getting popped. Even that though, even networking don't explain the algorithm blowing up. You see it all the time. Not with my case, unfortunately for me. It looks like I'm stuck in the purgatory of bottom feeding. I'm an eternal bottom feeder, man. But I've seen other cats, man. They're down badly, and then bosh, next thing you know, they're on. It's one of them two. It's the flown out syndrome, or it's this lucky algorithm situation. Yeah, and hence I think Boxing Kingdom, they've been consistency is definitely one thing that obviously helps. If you're posting consistently, that's going to help. But once you're doing that, it tends to be a little bit of luck, man, and or access if you're getting good guests. But most of them get all the same guests, right? So I can't really explain, because IFL was the originator. If you look at someone like PewDiePie or KSI, their shit just goes up and up and up. So you'd expect the long-lasting cats to kind of carry on. Has Kugan's content fell off? Like I say, it's not to a degree where I'd say it's all the same. If you watch one interview of a particular fighter, it will be the same or more or less as all the other ones. Now I tend to watch them all if it's a big fight. Like last time, well, most fights you watch all the different channels and whatnot. So I'm not really sure. But either way, I don't know what Kugan's betting out of shape for. Yeah, unless he's really struggling now. He's got a few employees. But unless he's really struggling, what difference it make if this cat here making some bread?
The one that was dubbed out in that conversation.
To be fair, I wasn't expecting you to bring that up, but it's not. You put me on the spot now. But rather than entertaining that conversation, I think I was going to leave it with two quotes which probably aligned with what you're saying. Be kind to people on the way up, because you'll meet them on the way down.
That's a Brendan quote, that is. That's a Brendan quote.
And then the last one is, fame and glory is only a twinkle in the eye. And that's gonna be my response to that. You know what?
Your silence is golden. Be classy about it. I just saw, that was the first time I saw Kugan do something. I'm like, that's not classy, man. And as I said, I like Kugan, got a lot of time for him. But I just thought, no, you shouldn't have done that. But that's just, it's business. So I watch everybody like you guys do. You have an opinion. That was just my opinion on that. So this interview will probably make people go back and look at that interview again and say, let me see this. But you've got to look at the ones that are out there. I think yours is brilliant. I think Carl Fletcher's brilliant. I think Umar's brilliant. Cookie was brilliant. And I think he has the ingredients to do it, but he needs to get his finger out.
So I haven't really explained where this beef comes from, as where it isn't exactly clear. Well, I've explained that Kugan was betting out of shape, that Boxing King Media are doing better essentially than IFL, but the interview that's in question, I didn't think it was that bad. I think the tweet or the Instagram story that Kugan put out, that was wrong, talking about fake followers and whatnot, but I didn't think that was the Eddie Hearn interview. Because basically, Kugan says to Eggy, he says, Eggy, who are your top 5 most influential boxing media idiots? And Eggy says, Ellie Sekbak, because he was apparently the first. Again. Yeah, it's one of them ones. Allegedly, man. I don't know, it wasn't there, man. Not my opinion, that's what someone told me, man. But listen, what was I saying? Ellie Sekbak. Ellie J. Back. Ellie Sekbak. Radio Raccoon. Who was the other cat? Kugan, he put in there. What's that other dude? The Stomping Ground. Him. That one. But he came from IFL, didn't he? Before he started the Stomping Ground. Or was it Boxing Social? I don't know. Boxing Socials fell off though, innit? They were big. It was Kugan. I remember IFL TV, then Boxing Social was a few years later or something like that. They was big at one point, but I don't know what happened to them. They fell off. Now it's more, I don't really watch the Stomping Ground, but they're considered to be, I forgot his name now, you know what I'm talking about, the Stomping Ground cat. So Eggy Hearn said them names and left out Boxing King Media. And that's what Johnny's replying to. But Eggy Hearn's got his own opinion. I'm not sure what was smoky about that. But anyway, I think we get to the last bit, and this is where the tweet is put out there. Here we go.
Allegiance, get on with it, and get out and about.
All I would say is that I agreed with Eddie's list. I think what the question he was asked was about most influential, and I agree with the list that he gave out, and I think he was right. He is number one because he's influenced more people to do that kind of line of business, and whether he's still good or not, that's for people to comment on. But we've not had any help from promoters, But yeah, I think one thing Eddie did.
So that's what he's talking about. Kugan did get put on, but listen, I don't trust these cats either, to be fair, because the numbers don't make sense. I don't know his business, yeah, but you have to get put on from somewhere. I think these cats allegedly got some Qatari money, one of them Sandy type coins flowing in, because you can't fund it. You can't be flying out everywhere. It don't add up. Yeah, I don't know how many views they be getting, yeah, but the numbers, they'll be barely breaking even. Hotels and planes every week. It don't make no sense. Listen. They get, 30k views on a Dominic Ingle video. Yeah? Yeah? Do you understand? You ain't flying around the world with 30k views on a Dom Ingle video. That's what you're not doing. So they have been funded from somewhere. I don't know whether they're bringing in the top. I don't know, Ledger. Let's do some mad speculation. I don't know where these cats are from. Yeah, but let's assume they might be flying in some proper pucker gear from the east. That's what they could be doing. The dark. Yeah, the top boy. No light, just all dark. That's what they could be doing. Not them, but one of them mans, yeah. Trust me, man. Trust me, man. Them type man, they be flying bits in, allegedly. That's what they be doing. They fly in, yeah, and this could be a front. Not directly, but they say, hey, man, I got some cash sitting here. I'll put you on and fly you out to do boxing videos. That kind of... They're funded somehow, I believe. Because where do you get the starter capital from in the first place? Or anything. You don't necessarily need starter capital, but still... I don't believe these businesses are generating cash to really just, unless you've got, like, I don't know, the zone contract or something, and you're getting free plane tickets, then business don't really make sense based on the amount of views they get. Let me have a look now, actually, because I can compare it to my channel, for example. They will, no doubt they'll get sponsorships as well, but that's what I'm saying. Who you sponsored by, man? What's that? Sokial Blade. Let's have a look how many views they get, and then I can speculate how much they're making rawly off YouTube, not including any sponsorships. Could they be getting big sponsors? The sponsors won't be making no money off it though, I wouldn't have thought. King Media. Alright, how many views is cat getting? Yeah, this is dead. This is dead, man. Let me tell you right now, this is dead. Let's have a look. So they are getting... Okay, well, there's quite a few actually still. 7 million views, it's not bad. So let me convert that into what I'm making. So that, what is that? 4 grand. Oh no, they're doing all right actually, to be fair. They're getting at least, conservatively, what is it? Wait there. 4 grand, 30 grand a month, to be fair. Maybe I'm wrong, my bad. I apologise. You're not trafficking the top pucker dark out of Pakistan. You're not doing that, man. Maybe the numbers do make sense, man. But think about it, you got a few employees. 30 grand a month, 360 a year. That's just off raw YouTube views. Plus you're doing your moody plugs and whatnot. Maybe you don't need a backer then, actually. Maybe I'm wrong. He's had some big years as well. 50 million views in March 23. Damn, that's big. 55 million views. I don't know, I think Kugan might be right, man. Them numbers seem buck wild, man. 55 million views. That's diabolical. Let me check what the top cats are doing. That seems off to me. Let's see what KSI is doing, for example. Okay, let's have a look at KSI. Yeah, I'm sorry, people. KSI's biggest month over the same period was 55 million views. Yeah, over the same period, the last 3 years, KSI's biggest month was 53 million views. Boxing King Media's is 55. That's cap. Sorry. No way. There's no way some moody boxing videos are doing better numbers than KSI. That's the bottom line. Sorry. Don't believe it. Not that I like KSI, but it's just how it works. Boxing's a niche. Yeah? KSI have been doing this 15 years. They're one of the originals. There's no way. Don't believe it. Sorry. Don't look like cap to me. That's based on my analyses. Now, that was their best month. So it doesn't necessarily... They haven't maintained that. These numbers were botted, allegedly. Not my opinion. This ain't slanderous. Okay? This is what some people may say. 56 million views is wild. For a moody boxing channel. There's not 56 million boxing fans in the world. You know what I mean? Like that, who are going to watch a moody video. But that's my base case. Since then, though, it's kind of... These are somewhat normal numbers, but we'll compare it to Kugan. So there's months where he's making, what? 16 grand a month. 16 grand a month there, yeah. So he's doing on average probably 20 bags a month. Can you fly around though? Flight tickets of 800 quid. That's just one person. Hotels in Saudi Arabia. But Turkey does put them on kind of thing. I don't know. I tend to lean towards most of these cats have a backer somewhere. Like Boxing Social, when they came on the scene, they had a backer. Someone's putting some money up somewhere. Does it make money in the end? I don't know. I wouldn't have a clue about that, to be fair. Okay, let's have a look at IFL. Yeah, IFL, they have fell off. They're doing half the numbers. On average, probably about half or 2/3 of the views of... See, how's Kugan surviving? That's why Kugan's bent out of shape, man. That's why Kugan's sick. Kugan, based on my numbers, not including, just off pure views, is bringing in 12 grand a month. He's got 2 employees, man. How much do you think he's paying them? At least 24 grand a year, right? So there's 4 grand gone. He's got what left? 8 grand left. Yeah, actually, there's no cost though, is there? Really? Plane tickets and that. But Kugan wants to live as well, doesn't he? They should double up their income from sponsorships though. Yeah, they got all the moody gambling companies and whatnot. They pay a lot of bread. So, I don't know, but clearly, it's a human thing to do. Yeah. Be bitter. Bitterness is a human. It's one of the 7 deadly sins. Bitterness, and I think the other one's saltiness. Saltiness is the 6th deadly sin. You've got pure salt in your mouth, and your lips start. You do it here. This bit starts going white because you're just full of salt, man. It's wild. But no, listen. I empathise with Kugan's frustrations because you're doing all the same things you've been doing. Yeah, you think I'm putting the videos out. I'm doing all the same things I've been doing, but you're getting less for it. Yeah. That is what it's just the algorithm, man. It's one of them. At the end of the day, what can you do? Yeah, when JTube, when they get that pot of Vaseline out, and they cream up your balloon knot, and they pop you in. I got popped in mine. Look at me, man. I got popped in mine. And I was never on either. Listen, man. I was living hand to mouth then. And I was making double what I am now. I was hand to mouth back then as well. Okay? Hand to mouth. And I got popped. I got popped for real. Okay? Super duper duper popped. So it's one of them ones. That's what happens when you're on JTube. It's no good. Yeah? Anyway, we'll get to the last part of this, Bosh.
Saying that clip, he said that he made certain people, because of the access. We've not had any help from promoters, But yeah, I think one thing Eddie did say in that clip, he said that he made certain people, because of the access he gave them, etc. But I can't say that about Boxing King Media because we did it on our own. That's one thing we're quite proud of, I'd say.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's why in your line of work, there's got to be some kind of integrity. Sometimes you could stitch a man up. A man could say something in an interview, and you could keep it in and ruin him. There's many times you and I have done an interview, and you've got knowledge about a fight or a fighter, and you've never grassed them up. And I might be running my mouth off, and you actually know the truth. And afterwards, I've thought, you knew that when we did the interview. And I actually respect you for that, because it means when me and you talk.
All right, I bet it's dead. Anyway, the very last thing I'll do is this one right here. This is the quotes, the message Boxing King Media put out. He said, an important conversation with Johnny Nelson. Johnny raises something we felt had to be addressed. Recently, false and slanderous rumours have been circulated, suggesting that Boxing King Media has been built on fake followers and purchased views. And that, to be fair to them, I joke about botting views. I'm surprised that they've outperformed. I'm surprised their highest month is higher than KSI's. I'll be honest here. Yeah, that is like... that seemed a little suspect. However, now listen, them cats who be doing the whole botting thing, maybe they've learnt how to do it, but it's quite hard to bot. YouTube track all the data. If it was simple as botting things and getting paid, everyone would do it, right? Or there'd be a lot more people doing it. I'm not sure how successful you can be doing that. If you try and bot your videos, they clock on that you're using similar IP addresses loads of times, and they clock on, and your channel just gets smoked. You'll just get blasted. So maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just an anomaly here. In fact, let's have a quick look at seconds out, for example. Let's see where they're at. I think Fight Hub TV, and that's the other thing though, with the views thing, I forgot to mention actually. To be fair, with the view situation, a lot of it is shorts these days, which is a shame. Shorts don't make no money. They might do if you get 1 trillion views, but in the main, there's no money in shorts, believe it or not. So that has kind of boosted up how many views you're getting. You can do a few shorts per month who maybe hit a few million views, just go viral. You won't make loads of bread for them though. That could be what it is actually, thinking about it now. But seconds out, yeah, they're doing alright. They're doing, actually, on average, probably better than Boxing King Media. If you take out them big massive 50 million views they got. But listen, Seconds Out's biggest video in the last 3 years is 20 million, sorry. The last month, their biggest month is 20 million. But Fight Hub love the shorts. Yeah, one of them Fight Hub pagans, they tried to get me. I swear to God. They tried to get me one time. That Marcus idiot. I swear down, I had an email with him. He was like, yeah, you've used my content. I said, what are you talking about, man? It's fair use. I said, bro, you take shorts off Instagram from fighters and you plug it on your shit. What are you talking about, man? This is the internet, but it's full of gimp. This game is... Listen, if I made content that was super viral, yeah, and people want to take the thing and put it up there, who cares? As long as I'm getting paid. Do you know what I mean? I don't need everything. Does that make sense? I don't need to be sitting there worried about some Don getting 3,000 views if I'm eating. Now, if I'm hand to mouth, you ain't got to have the whole pot. Do you know what I mean? What's wrong with these Babylonian... I need it all. Winds me up. Can't even find our Fight Hub TV, to be fair. Just greedy with it, man. Proper eyes full of green with greed, man. Some of these cats here. But listen, to be fair to them, I don't know what they had to do Yeah, if I got flown out and popped for the put on, I might be bitter that someone else is eating off a little thing here and there, right? So fair play to him, man. He got popped. Listen, man, you allegedly got popped. Okay, so I feel sorry for your balloon up, man. I won't. Sorry, listen, Marcos, man. I won't put them videos up no more, man. Yeah, I won't do it for your butthole's sake, because we know you did a madness for the put on. Okay. Yeah, this is more like it then. It must be shorts. Because these cats, Fight Hub, love ripping shorts off Instagram. And their biggest month is 80 million. So it's all shorts, that is. So we can't really tell. In fact, I'm going to go back on my initial opinion that these guys are making loads of bread. Because if most of that is shorts volume, is there a way to see the shorts volume? If most of this here is shorts volume, I don't do no shorts. So somehow you make more money not doing shorts. I don't think that, well, for example, when you watch shorts, yeah, how many ads do you see? Rare. It's like 1 in 100 videos. Most of the scrolling I do don't have no ads. It's quite rare to get an ad. So they're not as, you don't generate as much cash. On one of these long form videos, there might be 5 ads in there, and they're double ads. Scrolling, you rarely get one. So the difference is, I don't think most of these they're making, listen, they're not starving to death, but the math ain't mathing at the end of the day. Yeah, so maybe I go back to my initial opinion, allegedly. I think they got that fire, that Persian fire, man, that Persian dark for Deshane. There's something like that, man's going on. Something like that's going on, man. They got the Persian fire. They're flying in the Persian fire. Yeah, for Deshane to move in bulk, man. One of these cats here, they were bringing it in bulk, and they said to him, "Yeah, I like boxing. Hey, man, take some of this cash, bosh, and we'll turn it legit. Yeah, invest in the channel, make some revenues, do some moody maths, and bosh, possible." What would you be shocked to hear they doing that? I wouldn't be. Yeah, a lot of these things, when the maths don't make sense, the money's coming from somewhere. No, I don't know. I haven't seen. Maybe I should look in their books actually. But anyway, that's for another day. I'll get to the rest of the point here. These claims are not only untrue, but they undermine the hard work, dedication, credibility that has gone into building this platform. We want to make it absolutely clear our growth has come purely from consistent, high quality content that connects with real fans across the world. Blah, 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 blah. We recently celebrated 1 million subscribers. A post from one of our competitors then appeared questioning someone can buy followers, asking for a friend. So that's the moody tweet from Kugan. This was said without ever speaking to anyone from Boxing King Media directly. The same individual has been spreading the same false narrative to key figures in boxing. And this is something we can prove. While comments like this are unnecessary obstacles, whilst comments like this may have caused unnecessary obstacles, like preventing us from being invited to some exclusive interviews and certain events, our relationships with brands, fighters. Okay. So, basically, Boxing King Media is saying that, oh, he told you, he didn't get flown out. Yeah. I didn't get invited to the party. Where did I read that? Yeah. Kugan has prevented us from being invited to the exclusive party with all the top Kabbalah. So he wants some more coins. That's what it tells me, man. This cat here, his butt ain't been popped enough, man. He wants some more bread. That's what he said. He just said he wants to be flown out some more, but no, I don't know. I'm messing, man. Oh, stop. But listen, let me tell you something now. On a serious note, somewhere I saw that the Boxing King Media guy was saying that Kugan has stopped access to people like Eggy Hearn. And when you go on Boxing King Media has never had a 20-minute video with Eggy Hearn. I searched it up yesterday. There's no 20-minute videos, which is quite unusual, right? In fact, in the last 6 months, I think they interviewed him once, and it was at a fight. There's no, like, personal interviews with Eggy on Skype or meeting Eggy in person. This Boxing King Media is more of a northern niche, as such. So, Boxing King Media was saying that Kugan's told Eggy, yeah, these guys are botting, and don't let these guys come to the party. Which is a bit snaky, but that is relationships. Yeah, at the end of the day. Relationships and network are the main things. And if Eggy and Kugan are tight, who's Boxing King Media to Eggy. Yeah? Just another mutt, essentially. Let's call a spade here. Yeah? That's what it is from Eggy's point of view. Eggy's on. He's $1 billion Monaco on. He don't need no more. 10 years ago, when he was nickel and diming and scamming the masses with Fraudley Harrison versus Big Toe, Little Toe, that was different. He'd have, yeah, come on, mate, let's get on the blower. Yeah, we should chat sometime, type shit. That's what Eggy would have been on. And there's no doubt about it. But now, look at his boxing business, Eggy. He's not really interested. Well, you know what I mean? He's not really... Eggy's a bit like Kugan in that respect. The difference is Eggy's proper on. Kugan really, he wasn't... I don't know how much money he's made. In the good days, he might... To be fair though, in the good days, he might have made serious bank. In the good days. I'm talking 2015 through to maybe 2020. He might have made serious bank. If he didn't blow it all in the Louis Vuitton store. And I don't know. Does Kugan like a brass? Does he like a sniffle? You just don't know, do you? Who's going to be shocked? I wouldn't be shocked. Oh, Kugan in a few years. Oh, mate. On one of these moody podcasts. Oh, mate, yeah. 2015 to 2020 was banging, but you know. I brassed and sniffed my way through all the coins and I'm down bad. Now I'm bitter at Boxing King Me. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Right? That was my point. But yeah, Eggy and Kugan are somewhat similar in as much as Eggy's his boxing's finished. His boxing stable's finished. His eyes come off the ball bigly. But I'm hearing on the grapevine that Eggy's looking to cash out. He's looking to sell up. That's why he's moved to Monaco for the big sale. Yeah? Register it all in Monaco and then bosh, we're going to sell this business tax-free to someone for $1 billion. Once you get to $1 billion. But I think Eggy likes running around. He should maybe take the chairman role and dip in at the good ones. I don't think he needs to be running around. Yeah? Well, he might carry on running around, but I'll warn Eggy now. Eggy, if you keep running around like you are, yeah, you're going to end up in Turkey, man, getting your barnet done. You need to save the hairline, man. Save the hairline. It's not worth losing your hairline over, bro. Then again, you got the bread. You can just get flown out, right? Or you can even do the Chris Eubank and get it tattooed on. Nah, I'm messing, man. Oh, Conor Hen actually he got all this shit, man. They took hair from Conor Hen's butthole and they put it all up so all fluffy and shit. Remember that one there? That's mad. Anyway, man, listen. Some corny beef. Somehow we've managed to get to man, 40 minutes. Jeez, that's wild, isn't it? But we're out of here, man. Let me know your thoughts. Click the bindy right here, man. Plug me in. Buy your man the white beer drink and click this bindy and you'll get exclusive content, exclusive access, and you don't have to get flown out and take it to get it either, man. We decentralized, we democratized, and there's no booty popping here, man. Yeah, there's certainly not no dudes either, and you best believe it, man. And the Lord knows that. Oh, AB, you light skin, you like popping butthole. No, not this light skin here, man. This is legit. Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be in the big house. Yeah, in here. I'm on the cotton fields, man. On the AB, look at your exterior. You definitely in the big... No. Yeah? I'm on the fields. Where the real one's at. Bosh.